What did that woman say?
Why is that shirt enjoyable? Why? What about that is enjoyable?
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Here we go. Let's
Talking
do it.
Dicks. Talking. I will as soon as you shut your mouth. Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. We're a podcast that was spun off from the popular web series The Two Dicks, about 1950s detectives that are politically incorrect and they get away with stuff because they're dumb. I can't do that today because you'll get canceled. I'm Al Ducharme. I'm in Oakland, California, performing at Comedy Oakland. I'm with Bernadette Pauly, and she's just out of shot behind me. And that, my friends, to my left, which is the opposite, is Al Romas, and he's on the Wonder of the Seas, the latest flagship of Royal Caribbean. And he's at sea, and his internet is impeccable because they have brand new routers, state of the art internet on that puppy. How you doing, Al? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm very good. I am on the Wonder, and you're at the Oakland. What is it? Comedy Oakland. What kind of name for a
Comedy
club is
Oakland.
that? Comedy Oakland.
Is it
That's
Comedy
it?
Oakland, Bernie?
Yes.
Comedy
Uh,
Oakland.
I don't like the name. How's the club? Do we liking it?
Yeah, we are liking it. It's in an old hotel function room. So it's like
Oh.
The Shining.
Oh, those are the
And
best though. You
they
go
have
the
the
elevator right down to the gig, back in the elevator up to the room. No
Yep.
travel.
Yep,
Sweet.
we're on the second floor, so it's like whoop. We can actually do the stairs and go right up to our
Ooh.
room.
You can do it, and then just go to the show, and then come back and do it again, and no one will know, and no one will suspect it. But you
Right.
could.
Now, if the old lady would put out, that would put the
Well,
cherry on the pie for us there.
You got
How's it going,
that's
Paulie?
between
There
that's
she is.
between you. That's between you two.
Look, she's on her computer. She's.
Oh, yeah,
Are
yeah.
you,
Hey.
are you doing a promo for our next gig?
Yeah.
Oh boy,
She can't hear you.
she
She's
sounds
done with me.
she sounds thrilled. Sounds thrilled.
She's done with me.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, we've been on the road for 2 weeks. We started
that's
down in the
so-
desert in Palm Springs, and we went over to Bellflower. I think we talked about it last time. We hit Newhall, which is just north of Los Angeles, and then we went up north to Santa Rosa. We did a country club up there, and now we're in Comedy Oakland, and then we're going to go to Morro Bay tomorrow.
Comedy Morro Bay.
Actually, we extended our stay. We said, you know what? Can we have a day to ourselves? So we're going to go by.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Big Sur, go down the
Big
coast.
Sur.
We'll
Nice.
stay at Morro Bay, and then we'll head home on Monday afternoon.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You sent me that pic yesterday. You were in Sonoma. It looked like you had a little vino, a little charcuterie, maybe some wine flights. What was going on there?
It was tremendous. It's called Tasca. Tasca. There, I said it twice.
Oh yeah, I've seen
it,
that.
it was a fine little place right there in Sonoma. Now, I love Napa, don't get me wrong, but 15, 20 minutes away, it's a little bit more laid back, a little bit more elbow room. And they have some fine restaurants right there in the downtown square area. And we had, it's a Portuguese flavoring tied in with wine country. It was really, the food was off the hook. It was a tapas situation. Yes, we had some flights, and I know that you and your girlfriend Kelly were in Napa back in January. So
Yes, sir.
we were thinking,
And it
of you
was at
guys.
Oh, it was a lot of elbow room then because it was cold and COVID. So,
Right.
we had plenty of room there. But yeah, I got to hit Sonoma next time. I don't think I've been to Sonoma, and need to investigate that one next time.
It's not as big.
Mhm.
It's more manageable. Like I said, less popular. It gets busy. Certainly gets busy, but again, we're still in March, so it wasn't crazy. And
Yeah.
it's again, they're so close. But we were coming in from
Did-
Santa Rosa, so we actually went through Napa, and that because we were heading south, and then we
But
hit.
no gig. You didn't hit Comedy Sonoma. That's a hot club. No.
Every time we went somewhere, because we spent the day there. Every time we walked, we're like, they could do comedy here. They could do comedy here. Let's look
Right.
into it.
Isn't that fun? Yeah. I remember being in Napa with Consoli, and we were getting hammered, and we were doing that everywhere. We'd meet the owner. You know, John's great at like salesman, and we'd be talking to the guy, and then we were like, "Hey, you ever think about putting a stage in the corner there? We could do a little thing." And it's like, stop with that. No, we don't need comedy here. It's a wine tasting room. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
You know. But every room you always kind of look it over for comedy.
There's wine tasting rooms that are just off the main square that are they're just quiet, but they're open and they put the easels out and everything. It's advertisement because when the season really kicks in,
Yeah.
all of those places are jammed, and the ones on the side streets, they get the overflow. So even though they're kind of like begging for business now, in another month, they're like, just go away. Go to the next one. We're full here. We have a waiting list.
Yeah. Well, what's better, though, than an afternoon tasting wine and eating food in the afternoon? I mean, it's the best. I've mentioned it before. Day drinking is awesome. And day wine tasting is really fucking awesome.
Now,
love it.
We had one show last night, and we still did a...
And where was that? Where was the show?
Comedy Oakland.
Comedy Oakland.
Have you been to Oakland? I haven't been here in years. It is a new city, man, just like everything else, because of Silicon Valley and all that, and the most expensive real estate in the world is now San Francisco.
No, I have not. But as a young boy, I was a big Oakland A's fan because I loved their uniform.
Same here, the green and yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed that. And they were the coolest. They had long hair and weird mustaches, and Raleigh Fingers had the John DeCrosta mustache, and Gene Tennant's, and those guys were fucking men. They seemed like
no steroids.
Men. No, well, I don't think not in the 70s. I don't think they were on uppers and reds and
but no steroids came in at the late 80s, right? And then it became
I think it was the 90s when after the strike it saved baseball. Where they were on strike, and then they needed something, and and then the home run chase, McGuire,
94.
Yeah, that was it 90?
95, 6.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But and baseball knew what they were doing, but it was selling tickets, and chicks dig the long ball, and then they acted like it 10 years later. What? We didn't know. These people are suspended. What's going on? Yeah, okay.
Now this year, they just saved themselves from going on strike, but they pushed a few of the opening days open by a week or two. Correct?
Yeah, they're going to do 162. It's just going to be they'll squeeze them in. They got double headers. They're going to be a lot of double headers in August.
More injuries.
They got rid of those changes though. They made no more 7-inning doubleheader. Guy doesn't start on second base. All that bullshit.
Gone.
That's all gone. And the DH in the National League this year. The pitchers will no longer be batting, which I like. For one side, I like more action, but I don't like the pitcher being able to just throw at some guy's head and then not have to get up to the plate.
Right.
Yeah, it's
it's unfair.
That's too dangerous. It really is unfair. I mean,
you're giving them an incentive. They're like, I can throw at a guy's head.
Yeah, I'm out, and I don't have to face anything.
I always liked when the American League pitchers had to bat once in a while in the National League, and that was that was silly, actually.
And it shows you how hard baseball is because those pitchers who can't hit at all, when they were in high school and college, they pitched and played like shortstop and probably hit 400. I mean, that's how good they are. But then it shows you how hard major league pitching is. They look foolish up there. Meanwhile, that guy, I'm sure, like I said, I batted over 400 in high school and college.
Right.
But once you don't do it every day, and then you start facing 100-mile-an-hour curveballs,
There's only so many Babe Ruths in the world,
I think there was one.
Yep.
That was it.
That was it.
You don't hear me.
That was the point of the joke.
Well, I don't. I'm just saying. I mean, how many people the Ruths people in the world? I wonder if they named their kid Babe. You know, anybody with the last name Ruth, if they went, you know, we should name the kid Babe and see how he does in life. I don't know if that's been done.
Maybe he gets beat up. He gets beat up.
You could be correct, sir. Hey,
you are correct, sir.
I was leaving the ship the other day in some port.
All hands.
And nosy fucking old lady in front of me. So goddamn, you know what I mean? Like Gladys Kravitz. So I'm standing there. I'm standing there, and the woman behind me, and I'm just wearing a blue t-shirt. And the woman behind me goes, "We enjoyed your show last night." So I turn around and go, "Oh, thank you very much." And the Gladys Kravitz in front of me goes, "What? What did she enjoy?" And I'm like looking at my phone, and I'm about to walk off. I'm like, I don't have any. It's 11 in the morning. I don't give a fuck. So I'm like, what? So I'm annoyed. I'm like, what? And she goes, "What did she enjoy?" And I go, I don't what. Oh, and the woman behind me goes, "His show." But the old Gladys Kravitz didn't hear it again. So she goes, "His shirt? What?" And then I go, "Yes." I go, "She enjoyed my shirt."
There you go.
The woman goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "This shirt. She enjoyed it. This shirt." And she goes, "What do you mean she enjoyed your shirt?" I go, "That's what she was telling me." It suddenly becomes, Abbott and Costello. I go, "That's what she was telling me. She enjoyed it. That's all." And she goes, "She enjoyed that shirt. That shirt."
Was the other woman laughing? Was she still there?
The other woman behind me is laughing, and this woman, Gladys Kravitz's husband, he's married 50 plus years. He's checked out of life. This guy's just staring. He looks like a lobotomy patient. He just stand there. No, nothing. He doesn't know his wife. He couldn't care less. His wife is questioning things. He's just
done with that. He's so burnt out from. He's so like done. Tired of defending. So and she's like, she's on her own. She's a top spinning out of control.
He just has that look of, please die, you or me. One of us die. This is horrendous. Yeah,
I take myself out, but I believe in God.
She keeps getting. So now she's like, the woman knows we're kind of laughing at her, and she's getting annoyed. She goes, "So that shirt, that she tells you she enjoyed it. That shirt." I guess so. And I'm just like, I guess so. She enjoyed the shirt. Guess so. Yeah, that's what happened. And I turn around, the woman behind me who said it originally is like, bent over. She's laughing. And then we just start moving and we get the fuck off the ship. But it's like, there you go. Don't be nosy. You know what I mean? You have no business in this conversation. Now the rest of her day, she's probably like, why the fuck would that shirt be, enjoyable? I don't understand.
It's just the aggressive approach to trying to enter a conversation. The point of a conversation is you come in easy and you come in with a positive attitude that you can add to the conversation. Not like, what is she talking about? What am I missing out on? I'm right. That's negative, Nelly.
Well, these cruisers, they've cruised. I mean, this is the first week, and she probably cruised 1,000 times, so she's fucking entitled. I'm missing out on a conversation. What is happening here?
How does that?
You're not involved.
I never understood that entitlement thing about people that, especially like in a working class situation, they live a meager life. They save up for 2 or 3 years to go on a cruise, and the staff bends over backwards to please them. I mean, they're cleaning their rooms. They're being polite. "Can I help you?" So they call you Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so and blah, blah, blah. The best service you're ever going to get, short of having slaves, 150 years ago.
That would be cool. We should have like a resort where you go and there's slaves. I don't know. If that would
Epstein had one of those, didn't he? Jeffrey Epstein.
They were white. There was a white chick.
White slavery is even better, right?
Because I'm talking about real slaves, and you pay like a whatever amount. You have a plantation, and you go out there, and you can, you can't whip them, but you know what I mean. You could.
Well, in a sexual S&M way, if they're on board, consensual. Let them whip you.
Mandingo.
Let them like whip you and like flick your nuts.
I don't want. Why would I want my nuts flicked? I got to
Oh,
pay.
you never had your nuts flicked before?
I haven't paid for it. No.
You ever go to gym class?
Well, as a boy, yeah, I've had boys. Oh, I didn't know we were going back 100 years. Yeah, yeah. D's nuts. You know, that's D's nuts. Any young man listening or older man remembers D's nuts. Yeah.
Oh boy. But anywho, I just don't understand that.
I get it.
That attitude of being so obnoxious. It's like, where else are you going to get this service, and you still find a way to complain?
They all they live to complain, though. That's the thing. I don't.
Everything
know
is perfect. You know what it is? They have nothing to gauge how good it is because everything is.
When does that start? Like you and I, we wouldn't do that. But if we're 75, are we going to be going to bed at 5 o'clock and bitching about everything and complaining? I mean. When does that happen? Where you just go, I'm cool, I'm not cool anymore, I'm just a pain in the ass, and I complain. Now I don't know what happens.
Now see this one over here in the bed. See that one right there? Now she slipped. Yeah, there she is. A nice wave. She goes out of her way to be too nice. The extreme opposite. Like when a waitress is waiting on us, it's just she goes, I used to wait tables. I know what it's like. And she starts like stacking up the dishes and putting them right to the edge of the table so that it's easy for her to take away. And I'm like, we're tipping, right? We're tipping.
Right.
And she's always like, how much are you tipping? Make sure you give the full, make sure it's 20% on the whole amount, not just the subtotal. I'm a subtotal guy.
You're a sub.
I'm a subtotal. I am. I'm a subtotal guy. That's me.
Total. You got to go whole thing. Give the tip on the whole goddamn.
No, because especially in Los Angeles, they have these hidden fees now, like a VAT tax, and they have a service fee, and
tax.
One of them just started printing on it.
What's
says
VAT tax?
It says staff insurance.
What is VAT tax?
VAT.
VAT.
Yeah, I think in Europe they call it a VAT tax.
Oh, I thought you would say in California was taxing fat people, which I agree with, by the way. If you're over a certain weight, you get fucking taxed. You know what I mean?
They had the fat tax. They did have that. They had it. But the skinny people complained that why do I have to pay the fat tax on what was it on soda, on carbonated beverages?
I'll pay a little more. I'll pay a little more to keep fatso out of it. I don't have to look at him while he's eating because he fucking disgusts me.
This is a guy who lost 30 pounds. Look at he's talking like he's he's all fit. He's the most fit he's been in a decade. He's throwing out the fat shaming. He's back to fat shaming now.
I've got 5 years to live, and I've finally gotten some decent shape.
Oh my Lord!
Oh, what a tragedy. Hey, look what we got, buddy.
We have a question. Oh my goodness! It's time for one of my favorite parts of the podcast.
Woohoo!
What do we got?
We got two questions today. Two from the same fella. His name is Vince, and he goes by Vinstagram. See what he did there? Vinstagram.
Vinstagram.
He's on the Instagram. He went on the Talking Dicks comedy podcast page on Instagram. That's our page, the Talking Dicks comedy podcast, where you can ask us a question. And he sent two in. You want to do two? You want to say one? What do you think? Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Take on that.
All right. Let's see how it goes.
All right, Alfred. First question. Funniest fan/crowd interactions for you guys.
Let's go to question two. Let's go to question two.
Crowd interactions. Want to thank Vinstagram for his question. And
funniest interaction with the crowd or a fan?
Yeah.
Well, I can't top yours of recent with the guy with the fake leg in the front row.
I got to go that. I mean, that's if you don't know that story, you know it. But I'm not going to tell it again. But it's been told, and the picture. But yeah, I had a blind guy with one leg.
A blind guy with one leg yanks his
handed me his
fake leg, his prosthetic leg, and that I think you had to wait 20 minutes for the crowd to settle down. And it was the
was
first
quite
time.
loud.
It was the first time your girlfriend had seen you perform stand-up comedy. So
Very first.
you got taken
I got
care of
extra
that
laid.
night.
I got
You-
extra
I
laid.
didn't want to say
Yeah.
the word, but yes, you got taken
What,
care
extra?
of that night. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of legs that night. A lot of legs.
Hey now, and then she was like, "Oh my God, every show's gonna be better than that. That's gonna be amazing." And then I was like, "Well, no, that's it.
That's it.
I peaked.
She peaked. Yeah.
Never coming.
Don't ever
to
come.
a show
Yeah, you
again.
can't
That
come.
was
Wait
it.
in the car. I'll be out in about an hour. Why don't you?
It's like,
why don't you go to Starbucks and I'll drop you off? It's about a half a mile away. I'll be back.
It's like our old buddy, the late great Jeff Parami, would
Mm.
work the Friars Club in New York, and his wife, he would have her in the car, and he ran in and would work, and it would be cold at night, whatever, but she had to sit out in the car because he wouldn't pay for parking. So he'd park the car, and if someone tapped the window, go, "You got to," she would drive around the block a couple times. And he'd be bringing food out. I go, "What are you doing? You leaving?" He goes, "Yeah, I got food." I goes, "Oh, who's that for?" He goes, "The wife. She's been out in the car for an hour." I go, "Why can't she come in?" He goes, "I'm not paying for parking."
Oh, Jeff, too funny. How funny was he? We worked together.
He might be the funniest. He might be
the
funniest.
the four of us worked together down in Atlantic City. Borgata. He was actually working nearby, and he came by to say hi. But we were at the Borgata, me, you, and Bernadette, and he came in, and we hung out afterwards, and he had us rolling. So funny. Rest in peace, Jeff.
Yeah. If you just look him up, Jeff Parami, a big fat rat bastard was his hook. But he's got some stuff on YouTube, and boy, nobody really funnier than that guy.
So great.
So yeah, that would be my crowd interaction. That was the funniest I'm never going to top it. And Alfred, you got one with a fan maybe, or a crowd?
Well, I think I told this story last year. I was doing a college showcase, and the sound broke. And I'm like a sound effects kind of comedian, and I was hosting the showcase, and they told me to stretch, so I had to stretch.
More noises.
45 minutes without a sound system, and the crowd turned on me within 8 minutes, and they kept saying, I kept walking off, and they kept like pushing me back out there. So I said, "Let me perform a magic trick in order to do would you like to see a magic trick since we don't have any sound?" And the crowd went, "Yeah, do something." And I said, "All right, my magic trick involves a Nike sneaker." So then all of a sudden 80 Nike sneakers come flying at my head and hit the curtain and drop to the stage. And I go, "I need an Adidas. I need a Reebok." So now the stage is littered with sneakers. I start collecting them in my arms, and I start throwing them out into a sea of 600 students. In many different directions, and now these students have to search for their one sneaker because they were so dumb they fell for my prank. And then I ended up getting work out of that because the people that realized that I pulled the ultimate prank and the sound was not my problem, I ended up getting work, but not as much as I was hoping.
Did you get extra laid?
I did not get extra leg. I'll tell you that. Nobody. I got this. They pulled off their sneakers, but not their legs. So you win that round.
Now.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, there we go. That was good. Funniest. I don't have a funniest fan interaction. I don't like that word anyway. But person after the show type thing, fan. I don't really have one that I can recall interaction with a person. Funny. I mean, I'm sure there are, and I could think about it, and I probably should have thought about it and been prepared for the podcast, but it's not the way we work, right, Alfred? We don't work that way.
Doesn't ring a bell with me. And again, there's probably many stories.
Millions.
Nothing's coming to me right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Well, thanks for your question.
All
right.
Yeah,
okay.
Vince, well done. And these are actual questions, not like some of the other ones we've done. All right. What cruise, port / trips would you guys recommend based on your travels? Which cruise, port / trips would you guys recommend based on your travels?
Well, for
Alfred,
me, there's many of them. So many of them, and I have my favorites. If you want to stick local, and I call Cozumel, Mexico, local because I do the Caribbean so much, that's easy to get to. That's one of my favorites. I like Mazatlan on the west coast of Mexico. I like the St. Lawrence River going up to Quebec City, or Quebec as they say. That's where my grandfather's from. My grandmother's from Montreal. I like that cruise. But my all-time favorite has to be my very first cruise in the Mediterranean. And I went from Barcelona to Mallorca. I went down the Costa del Sol to Gibraltar and then to Lisbon, Portugal. That was my favorite cruise right there. Mediterranean.
All right. There you go.
Spectacular.
Yeah. I've only done the Med in cruising once, Barcelona cruise. And then I did it on the USS Guam. I did the Med, which is a different cruise. That was a little different. There you go. Get ready.
Sailor! Ahoy there!
No.
Bunch of,
you didn't. You got to follow through with the joke.
all hands on
I
Dick.
mentioned the Navy.
All hands on Dick. I was going to go to the men's showers because they didn't have women in the Navy back then, right? That happened after.
No. Well, no, they were in. They were not on ships. They were on land, though.
Oh.
Shore stations, but not on the ships like they are now. And
Talk about seamen.
Hey, now. And I remember when I was in the first night in boot camp, all I think about in my brain is don't drop the soap, because in my head, I'm going to be showering with men, and it's prison-like, and they're going to, and then in prison, they fuck you in the ass. And that was my thinking, and ridiculous, but all day, that's all I'm thinking about. Don't drop the soap. Don't drop the soap tonight.
That's because your buddies told you that. They put it in your head. Dude, you go to the Navy?
Right.
They fuck you in the ass in the showers like prison. Good luck. See you in 4 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm listening to. Guys who've never been in telling me that, But first night, I get the soap. It goes right out of my hand, right on the floor. Like every nightmare comes true. And then I'm just looking at it, and I'm like, oh, my God. And of course, not that. But I'm like, what am I? I'm going to bend over now. I think somebody had a joke. I forget where it was like, you know what? Why don't we just how about some hand and body soap in the showers in prison? Wouldn't that cut down on the ass fucking? You know what I mean? Little hand and body soap, and no more ass fucking.
So did you work this out on paper? Do you want to submit a proposal to the prison penal system? Penal system? Penal system?
No, I don't want to. Once paperwork gets involved, I tend to bail. We go. I don't think so.
Well, so, I know that they really enjoyed your shirt in prison. Or in the Navy.
What? That shirt? Enjoyed? What?
I don't understand. Why would someone enjoy your shirt?
Harold, help me here. I swear to God, he had the scar, that lobotomy scar. It was like it was just removed. He just stood there and nothing. He couldn't talk.
Oh, he got the wife silencer operation.
Yeah. Is that what that is?
Yeah, they make an incision, they do a little wipe, and then you can tolerate. You're just numb from anything your wife says or does. Gotcha.
Oh, I would say
she went down for the count. See, if you're on Patreon, you're gonna see Bernadette Pauly poking her head out from the pillow, underneath the pillow.
Yeah, if you're just listening, you're missing out on half the pod, and you really want to join patreon.com/the2dicks. $5. You won't even know you're fucking a member of us. That's the thing. You won't know you're a member. You'll get to see video, and you'll be supporting in part of our Talking Dicks comedy podcast family, I think. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Family.
Sure. What's a sticker butter between family members?
Hey, now, I think I would say Key West, by the way. Cruise port to go to, because that's a full day. You're in the United States. Your phone works. You have nice food, cigars, scenery, beach, whatever you want. But you're still with the phone. I also like Alaska for a lot of the same reasons. Scenery, phone. I like it's good to be in the country when you can, and those two, New England, that cruise too is very nice with Nova Scotia and
yeah, BC,
all that.
Vancouver City, and Victoria for that matter.
Yeah,
If
nice
I don't
cruise.
if I don't have a performance that night, I just do like a bar crawl. Sometimes I go with other performers. Sometimes I just do it solo. I just go have a beer here, go there, have a beer, go have some maybe Chinatown, hit Chinatown, have some Chinese food, and get back on the ship because the occasion.
Lobster? Do you have a bisque? You like a bisque?
You like a bisque? Well, they have Chinese food on board a lot of the ships, but
what about a bisque? You don't go for a bisque?
It's not the same. I like a bisque.
You don't like a bisque?
I like a bisque. A lobster bisque.
Like a bisque.
I like lobster bisque if it
bisque.
has like chunks of lobster that you can recognize as lobster, like a part of a claw. Yeah. Otherwise, it could be anything.
Well, it's like crab, that counterfeit, or what do you call it?
Imitation crab meat.
Imitation crab meat. Yeah. I don't know. I like lobster. I'm not a maniac though with lobster. I get tired of people who I love lobster. I gotta have lobster. It's like, okay,
it's a lot of work.
It's fine.
Are you talking about the drawn butter version, steamed lobster, or do you see? I'm a big fan of the lobster roll. I like that mayo. I'm a New England guy. The New England, you take a hot dog roll and you toast it on each side, and you put the lobster in there. It's got mayo and celery, and it's.
I think you did that when we were in Tampa. You got the lobster roll.
I did
when you were on your birthday, when you were eating like a maniac, drinking hot sake and Bloody Marys and eating lobster roll. I don't know how your stomach, and then you had a cigar and a cappuccino. I don't know how your stomach handled that one.
You wanted to smoke a cigar. You had a hangover, by the way. He shows up with a hangover. It's my birthday. He's late.
Oh, I did.
He's an hour and a half late.
No, I was.
He's wearing sunglasses, and he looks like
it was a lot of effort. It was a lot of effort.
He looked like Stevie Wonder. He showed up. He had the sunglasses on, and you weren't going to take them off. And I could tell. I'm like, dude. He goes, ugh. And you were taking me out for my birthday lunch, and you thought you were going to take me out for like a Subway sandwich or something, or Chick-King from Burger King.
I was prepared for anything, and
it was $100 lunch. It was $100 lunch, and
I said, "Let me get it."
And I said no. I said no, and I fought him. He had a bowl of soup and some carbonated water. And I made him, you know what I did? I made him pay $50 though. I made him split the bill with me.
I had a $50 bowl of soup. And then we went to the cathedral, and Grand Cathedral in Tampa. Can't recommend it enough. If you're in the Tampa area, you enjoy a cigar, go just check it out. It's a great place. And we went there, had cappuccino, had a couple steaks, and we did a pod.
We did a pod
from there,
live from there.
And if you're on the Patreon, you can see the video of us in Grand Cathedral smoking a cigar. I'm just always blown away. People are not on the Patreon who are not. We have people on it, but people who are not, I don't know if they're realizing $5 you'll never notice, and in the meantime, you're part of this whole thing. You're part of it with us. I don't get it.
If we can get up to $10,000 a month, $10,000 a month is our goal, and we only have 9,999 more to go.
Well, but we're working toward it, and that's the. Now, is Vinstagram a Patreon member? Huh?
I want to. He wants to. Get, we both. We want to get off cruise ships.
Instagram.
We want to do less cruise ships, and we want to stop sharing hotel rooms with the other act that's on the show. That's what we want to do.
Well, when you work Comedy Oakland, you got to share rooms. That's part of what's happening there at Comedy Oakland, which is the worst, maybe the worst name I've ever heard for it.
She's in hibernation right now. She's in hibernation.
Well, she's napping. She's a comic. She's grabbing a nap when she can, because she knows once you're done with this, you're going to be, yes.
I haven't been on camera the whole time, have I?
No, you haven't been on camera.
No.
When you're in the shower, that's where I set the camera.
Is she a Patreon member? Because she won't know either.
Paulie is not a Patreon member.
What is going on?
She thinks that she pays her dues here.
I do.
Oh,
with me.
Where is
As a
our?
matter of fact, you guys should
We should what? That's your choice. You choose to put up with Alfred.
Are you,
You
are
know?
you recording me?
What's happening?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Want to say something to the? Go ahead.
We're in Oakland, California, and social liberalism without economic socialized backing.
Okay, this is a comedy podcast. Thank you.
This is a comedy podcast. Thank you.
Oh.
I go back to and sleep
All night, try the veal.
Woo.
Or all week.
and sleep. Bye bye.
And I'll tell you what. The homeless here is, you've seen it. You were here back in January. Even in Oakland, it's just over the bridge. The homeless situation here is tenfold.
There are no female voices in this podcast.
What? We have white old men. Come on, leave us
White
alone.
old men. Oh boy.
Yeah, that the homeless. We didn't see a ton, but we smelled it. We were smelling, fucking human feces, and it was kind of disgusting. The whole thing.
Well,
I would skip San Fran next time. Just stay in Napa.
Yeah. I could have told you that, and you ended it
Well,
there.
why didn't
But
you? Why didn't you?
Well, first you have
Why
homeless.
didn't you? Why didn't you? You could have told me that. Why didn't you? You should have said, Al.
Because it was your
Skip San
first.
Fran.
It was your first little getaway with your new chickie, and I didn't want to ruin it.
My new chickie. What are we at? 1950? That'd be good for two dicks. It was your first getaway with your new chickie.
Chicking? There's no chicks. There's no chicks.
There's one chick in the Buick.
There's one chick.
That's it. One chick in the Buick. Speaking of the two dicks, by the way, we're going to be in Las Vegas coming up soon. If you want to come see us, and there's already been a couple of people who said, "What are those dates? When are you guys going to be there? I might want to take a trip to Vegas." So we're
May put it in the comments. Is it May 20th through the 20th?
May 23rd through 30. May 23rd through 30 at the I was gonna
Laugh
say Comedy
Factory
Stop.
at
Laugh
the
Factory.
At the Tropicana.
The all new and improved Tropicana Hotel and Casino.
And thank you, Harry Basil,
And,
for hooking us
thank you,
up.
Harry. And we have the Two Dicks performing live nightly. Is it one show or two shows? Do we know? There might be two. I like a one show, especially in Vegas.
I'll do two on, Friday and Saturday. It's Vegas, but
give
two
it, yeah.
two weeknight is that's weak.
It is weak on a weeknight, and there's a new cigar joint, by the way. I gotta look it up again. I think it's at the Wynn, maybe, but very opulent, over the top cigar place that we will be checking out one evening, Alfredo.
$12
Yes.
cigars for $40, and you got to take a taxi
right.
round trip. It's like
I'll
$80
buy it.
round trip.
I'll buy you a stick, you fucking bastard. I'll buy it just to shit.
All right, so follow us.
Shut him up.
On all our social media, comment in the comments, ask us questions here, Instagram,
Yes, join the
Twitter.
Patreon.
Join the Patreon. 5 smackaroos a
/the2dicks.
month keeps us alive and out of trouble and off the drugs. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Patreon.com/the2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.